where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. Today we are reviewing the new Transformers Studio Series 86, the first Commander class in the Studio Series line, Ultra Magnus. I was not expecting two Commander classes in the same year, one, and us to get a new Ultra Magnus when we recently got a new Ultra Magnus that was a pretty good Magnus figure. Let's be honest here. The Kingdom Magnus was awesome. I really, really like the Kingdom Magnus figure a lot, but I couldn't pass this one up. This is so cool. And not only did we get a nice, very true to the movie Ultra Magnus with the new Commander class Magnus, but he's huge, and there's no inner white Optimus figure. It's just Ultra Magnus. As he appeared in the movie, there was no secondary robot mode at any point in the Generation 1 cartoon, ever. It wasn't actually acknowledged in official Transformers media that there was an inner Optimus look-alike until Dreamwave Comics in the early 2000s. That was the first true media acknowledgement of an inner robot to Ultra Magnus. But up until that point, it was just truck mode and robot mode, and that was it. So this is pretty awesome. Here he is in the packaging. You've got some really cool artwork of Ultra Magnus defending Autobot City, or what's left of it, and an Autobot shuttle looks like hanging over him. On this side, you get a close-up of Ultra Magnus. On this side, you get just more of that artwork of him blasting away with a black background. And on the back, you've got some shots of the figure as well as some of his play features and accessories. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here we have our first official Commander class Studio Series backdrop. So this is the biggest Studio Series backdrop we've gotten so far in the Studio Series line, at least until we finally get a Titan class figure in Studio Series, which, fingers crossed, eventually we get a Titan class Unicron. I know I'm hoping, I know that's wishful thinking, but I really would love a Unicron from Rise of the Beasts. Just saying. Here is Ultra Magnus on his Studio Series backdrop. So he's got some good space to spread out onto, especially with his truck mode. His truck mode is nice and long. Can't wait to show that off on camera. And here is Ultra Magnus. He's kind of big. He's very large. He's very much living up to the Commander class label here, because here he is next to the Kingdom one. And as you can see, he's so much bigger than the Kingdom Ultra Magnus and so much more G1 accurate. And this one, like I said, was really good. I like this figure a lot, but this is so much better. This is so much more screen accurate. So just quick side-by-side comparison. The color profile is more screen accurate to the original movie. The side profile is just so much wider and so much larger. He's got the more screen accurate back. Doesn't have the truck butt like Kingdom does. And this is such an awesome feature. I love this. So grab the centerpiece of the chest, just like in the movie, and the panels right here underneath are spring-loaded. And there is the Matrix of Leadership. I mean, yes, he wasn't chosen by the Matrix, but he was chosen by Optimus. So he did bear the Matrix, at least for a short while, in the movie, before he got blown to bits by the sweeps on Junkion, where it was then just taken from his chest. He is fully articulated. Head is on a ball joint. Forward and back neck joint. Nice ratchet on that shoulder joint there, in and out. Upper bicep, single jointed elbows, wrist joints, the fingers. The index finger is individually jointed at both knuckles. The other 3 fingers are together, but still individually jointed at the knuckles as well. There's the thumb, waist, hips, upper thigh, single jointed knees, side ankle joints, forward and back on the ankle joints on that nice ratchet there. And just like in the movie, he disassembles. So it's got like the Combiner Wars connector bits there for the legs. So they just lock into place at the thigh. So you can take off the legs there at the thigh. Over here, you want to rotate this section forward so you can get to the shoulders. But you unlock that. And there you go. Take off the arm. And you can do that on both arms and legs here. So he disassembles just like in the movie as well, which is really cool. And then, you know, just get that awesome liquid, gel, whatever it was the Junkions were using. Just smear that on Ultra Magnus and it'll fix him right up because, you know, he had better plot armor in the movie than Optimus did. And they just put him right back together, even though they just killed Optimus. Poor Optimus. And speaking of Optimus, here he is next to Earthrise, Optimus Prime, which makes me wonder if we're going to get a nice update to Optimus soon, since we got an unexpected update to Ultra Magnus. And here he is next to Rodimus Prime. So here's the 3 Autobot commanders from Generation 1's movie. Optimus, then Magnus, then Rodimus. All 3 together, all 3 Matrix bears. And there's Optimus's. There's Rodimus's. And there's Ultra Magnus's. All with their Matrixes out. Which looks really cool. Ultra Magnus comes with both his large blaster and his smaller blaster, but 2 of his signature blasters that he often comes with various versions and releases, as well as a number of bloosh effects. So he's got this big bloosh, this other big bloosh, this kind of longer big bloosh, these pointed blooshes, and then of course you can plug those onto his weapons, as well as plug them into his little shoulder rockets. And what's cool about these is the rockets can also plug into the blooshes, so you can have him launch his rockets, which I think looks really cool. A lot of cool things you can do with that. And those just plug into the side like they do on pretty much every other release of Ultra Magnus. Transformation is pretty fun on this Magnus. What we're going to do is we're going to start by removing his blasters and shoulder cannons, which we've already removed the blasters, so we're just going to go ahead and move the shoulder cannons. And this is pretty much going to be the extent of our parts forming, is taking off the blasters and shoulder cannons. This figure does not parts form very much. You don't take the arms off to parts form it. You don't take the legs off to parts form it. You don't take any of the armor bits off. This goes straight from robot mode to truck mode, and it's awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by untabbing these little tabs right here on the shoulders. Next, we're going to straighten out these arms all the way. Straighten out those fists, close the fingers on the fists, and then we're going to open these little panels here on the sides of the arms. On this double hinge joint, we're going to extend all the way and then just close those up. So do that over here, extend all the way, close that up. Next, we're going to come over here to the legs, straighten out those ankles, peg those legs together like so, and then we're going to pull on these arm sections and straighten out all of that stuff rotate these up and then fold in those little bits at the top, locking those arm sections into place. Next, we're going to come over here. We're going to flip out these little bits here, kind of filling out that little section. Now, this is going to remain hollow, but we're just about finished with the arms, as you can see. Next, come over here to these shoulder bits, untab that little panel, rotate that all the way around, and then that little panel is going to face forward. Do the same thing over here, flip that out, and there's the arms pretty much all done. You can just tab those together ahead of time if you'd like to, but we're not going to do that yet because we have some other stuff we got to shift around first. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to untab this chest section right here. Then we're going to untab this back section, flip up these little side panels, and bring this up all the way over the head like so. Flip up these smokestacks all the way out to the sides just to kind of get them out of the way for the moment. Next, we're going to push up on this section right here, freeing that truck cab section. Flip out these wheels. On this chest, we're going to rotate this whole section all the way around. And then we're going to flip in the little crotch panel section like so. Come over here to the legs, and then we're going to collapse the knees into the legs as far as we can get them, like so, and then just kind of bring the thighs down at an angle like that. Next, make sure the head is facing like that. Bring that down a little bit, and then we're going to bring that back panel down, covering that face up. Flip this section up, flip the windshield out, push out the front two wheels of the cab, like so. And then bring that chest section up. This is going to tab in right there at the top. Bring these side panels up. Those are going to tab in to the side, securing that section up. Do the same thing over here. Just bring that up on that double hinge. Tab it into the side of the cab. Straighten up those smokestacks. And then come over here, untab these sections from the side of the leg. Push these little tabs in. Extend these little bits off the legs. Those are going to tab in right there into the waist. You'll hear those click into place. Untab these little side panels on the legs. Flip up this. Bring those up. Come over here to the wheels on the back. Bring those down on that double hinge joint. Bring up those arm sections all the way. Go ahead and tab those shoulder sections together all the way down into the middle. Rotate this all the way around. Tab in those little side bits, securing that all into place. And then tab these upper parts into the sides. Add our shoulder rockets in right there. And there is Ultra Magnus in his car transport mode. And his truck mode looks so awesome. It's nice and big. You can actually fit some deluxe class alt modes in here, which is nice. The doors on the back open up and you can just slide them in and slide them out, which is also really nice. Now, you can take the cab off and have them separate. It just has like a little mushroom peg that clips on right there. But it is meant to be all one piece. And it does articulate from side to side, which is really cool. Now you can also store his other weapons on his alt mode here. You can store them on the truck mode. They'll just peg onto the side in a few different spots. Like so, if that's how you want to have it. I just like to leave them off for his truck mode because I think he looks way cooler without them on. But overall, this is definitely one of the best Ultra Magnus alt modes. Definitely one of the best Ultra Magnus robot modes. This is, in my opinion, just one of the best Ultra Magnus figures, period. As far as G1 representation for Ultra Magnus, I would say this is the best Ultra Magnus figure, in my opinion. Both for price and for design, detail, articulation, and screen accuracy. This is one of the greatest Ultra Magnuses, and probably the greatest Ultra Magnus Hasbro has ever produced. And for comparison, here he is next to Ultra Magnus. So here is Kingdom Ultra Magnus next to the new Ultra Magnus, and the new Ultra Magnus is longer in his truck mode. He's a good amount bigger. He could even ride the new Ultra Magnus if he wanted to, up on top at least. And yeah, just while this is still a really cool Ultra Magnus, this is still an awesome figure, in alt mode especially, this one is significantly better and more accurate to Generation 1 Ultra Magnus. This is so much better. This is such a vast improvement on detail and design. So I totally get it and don't feel as though this was an unnecessary release or unnecessary upgrade because of how much of the design they improved from here to here. Don't get me wrong, this was great, but this is so much better. And also for comparison, here is Ultra Magnus next to Optimus Prime and Rodimus Prime in their alt mode, so you can see the three of them side by side. And they look pretty good side by side, even if you just want to compare only the cabs, because I didn't bring the trailer parts for Optimus or Rodimus here. So if we want to just do a cab by cab comparison, there you go. There they are side by side. And I will say my probably biggest complaint about Ultra Magnus's alt mode is probably the smokestacks. Not crazy about the white color on the smokestacks. I kind of wish they were painted silver or painted a similar, almost color shifty metallic silverish. It's almost like a silverish purple. There's like kind of like a faint purple. I don't know if it's picking up on camera or not, but to the naked eye, it's kind of like a silverish purple color, very faintly purple, but it's kind of there. I wish they had applied that to this as well, or matched the silver paint on the wheels to this, because that's really it detail wise. That's really my biggest complaint is the smokestacks. They feel the most out of place. Everything else I feel is pretty on point. Aesthetically, he looks good. He's nice and large. You can put Optimus on him. You can put Rodimus on him. You can put others in or on his trailer mode, which is pretty cool. I didn't bring any smaller deluxes to fit in here, unfortunately, but you get the point. Regardless, this was an awesome release and a really great commander class. And now that they've opened the door for Studio Series commander classes, I hope we get more. I hope maybe we get a commander class Infernicus, for example. I think Infernicus would be decent as a commander class, or maybe a smaller Titan class. I think the rest of the Dinobots, and maybe redo Grimlock a bit larger, because Grimlock's cool, but the Studio Series Grimlock for Age of Extinction, real quick, let me be clear, because the Dinobots we got for the 86 movie were really well done. The Bayverse Dinobots, I think all need to be at least commander class size, because they're huge. They're huge in the movie, which is one of my complaints about their character design, is I would argue they're too huge in the movie, but that is what it is. The toys should better reflect that, in my opinion. So since they're so huge in the movie, they should also be huge in the toy line as well. And being a leader class, Grimlock is nowhere near where he needs to be in scale, I think. I think he still needs to be a good bit bigger. So a commander class Grimlock would be good, a commander class Slug would be good, a commander class Strafe would be good, and a commander class Scorn would also be really good. But let us know what other commander class type characters you would like to see in the Studio Series line in the future. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow us on social media for more content and more Transformers reviews. Check out our sister channel and website, cooltoyreview.com, both here on YouTube and on the main website page. And if you like Star Wars content, check out rebelscum.com for daily Star Wars toy-related video content. And Rebelscum is hosting the first official Rebelscum Con. So there is an awesome Star Wars fan convention coming very soon in the future, June 27th through the 30th, located in Allen, Texas, at the Allen Convention Center. Go ahead and go to Rebelscum Conventions with an S, rebelscumconventions.com today, so you can book your experience. And if you book the hotel through the website rebelscumconventions.com, you will get a special discounted rate as well as free parking that you can't get by booking with Marriott any other way. If you're looking for cool Transformers toys and merch, come by our physical location inside Order 66 Multiverse in the shops at Willowbend Mall in Plano, Texas, which also houses Order 66 Toys, the world's official all-collectible Star Wars toy store. They go live every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central Time from the Order 66 Toys Facebook page in case you're not local, and they ship all around the world. Check out collectorsoracle.com, our free archival website. It's got mostly Star Wars toys and collectibles on there for now, but you can mark stuff you have, you can mark stuff you want, and you can share those lists with friends, family alike, and social media, and it's all absolutely free. So start managing your collection like a pro and sign up for collectorsoracle.com today. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform in, roll out.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.